I have had to start this video over like twice, 3 times because she keeps running around in the background. Yes, you. Anyways, so if you read the description, if you clicked on the video, you know what the video is about. So I'm going to talk a little bit about like how I came to these different realizations. So my name is Kara Kaizen. I am a producer, artist, creative. I am a creative. I am creating art. I decorate time and space with my essence, and I'm an entrepreneur. You know, I make that gift abundant resources. Okay, anyways, point is, a lot of my discovery has been through art, and the reason why is because art is innately spiritual. It is something that is of the spirit. You're literally taking nothing and making something. Creation, that's manifestation already in what it is, right? I really had a lot of ups and downs, as with anything, during my journey. And I'm gonna keep it a buck, a beam 1000 with you. Can't nobody but you have the answers. It's good to get different perspectives, and what I've been seeing is that a lot of perspectives, or majority of the perspectives, now I'm not gonna say all or a lot, but a good proportion of the mainstream perspective of when it comes to spirituality are very much the same, and they're very much like sunshine, butterfly, rainbows, and all this stuff of like, yeah, do the shadow work, but like no one really talk about like just being real. You know what I'm saying? Like, and honestly, the only way that I could be real is to speak from my perspective through a healthy lens. Like, that's literally all I could do, because at the end of the day, perception is everything. And I really do look at the world as like, this is a stage. Hello, camera, I see you. That's it. Like, that's literally it. And when you're that aware of like, hello, camera, I see you, you become in control of your reality. And I feel like a lot of people out here, they try to sell spirituality in the same way that Christianity is sold in religion. That's my problem, because I've really just been noticing that and been seeing that in different types of forms, where divination and stuff like that, like spiritual gifts, yes, that's a totally different thing. But I'm saying the basic principle information for healing, the basic principle information for freeing your minds should be common knowledge, because it was common knowledge. It was not something that just wealthy people knew. Is that my package? Give me a second, that's my package. Okay, like I said, civilizations. If you look at different civilizations, the education that they had back then was very different than the educations we obviously have right now, right? And the only difference between rich and poor was how you use whatever knowledge and whatever craftsmanship that you had to your advantage. And I only say that because I don't think that certain basic principles of spirituality or of just the game of life, right, works, should be for sale. If you have a spiritual gift, yes, capitalize off of that. Why? Because that's your gift. Hello. Don't become a capitalist because of it. You know what I'm saying? You're given resources so that you can create resources. Like, we are all born with whatever so that we can do what we need to do in this lifetime. And that's that on that, right? So anyways, yeah, I just don't think that some things should be like charged or like set for a price. So I'm gonna do a lot of the stuff that I've learned along my way, and you know, just make it digestible for people to have some thought-provoking questions, and you know, whatever. One thing I do want to say is the only thing you really need throughout all this, like, is yourself. Is to be real with yourself. And a lot of the times you're gonna hear this thing of like, ego, oh my gosh, killing the ego. Listen. The goal is to transcend ego, right? But transcending does not mean that you're killing it off and just forgetting it. It is still a part of you. Transcending means using that ego to elevate above it, but you have to acknowledge it in order to elevate above it. And a lot of people do not acknowledge the ego. I did not acknowledge my ego. Reason why is because I was scared of my ego. Literally, like it's not always like, oh, like ego's not always this thing of like, oh, you're arrogant, you like big-headed. You know, some people attach to the ego and some people reject the ego completely because they know how big or strong their ego could be, right? And because I was scared of my ego, I would pretend that I was humble. Like, I would literally pretend that I was not good at stuff so that I could make other people feel good, because I was kind of like subconscious of like, oh my gosh, like what if people don't like me? Or, you know, like there's different levels to how your ego works or whatever, and that translates into the self-esteem and the confidence. Yeah, the goal is not really the goal here, if you hear, is not to kill the ego, because the ego keeps us alive. Like, the ego is given to us and it is a part of us for a reason. You cannot reject what is of you, okay? You can't. And one of the laws of the universe is as above, so is below, meaning that same up, same down. So good, bad, it's all there, and there's different levels of these things, but they all exist in one realm. And if you know that there's a light side to you, you have to acknowledge your dark side. You cannot be afraid of your dark side. Why? Because your dark side is still a part of you, right? And ego is sometimes looked at as like, oh, that's the devil, and that's your demons. You got angels, you have demons, and they have their roles. They really do. And until we accept that part about us, we're always going to be in this constant state of denial, saying that, like, you know, like, we're going to think that, like, oh my God, I only listen to the good side of me, therefore I am like so enlightened and like, no, you have to listen to the bad side, because your bad side can see the bad side in other people because it's bad. I ain't gonna cap. One thing people will always talk about is listening to binaural beats. Listen to what makes you comfortable. Listen to high vibrational music. That don't mean you have to always listen to binaural beats. At the end of the day, what we really have to be comfortable with when we're meditating is silence. It's silence. And meditation is in a lot of different forms. It's not just sitting down. It's not just crossing your legs, closing your eyes. Dancing is a form of meditation. Singing is a form of meditation. Creating is a form of meditation. I'm gonna show y'all something. Look, calligraphy as art and meditation, because, you know, this is one of my art forms that I've really been interested in. But there's so many different forms of meditation, and you really have to find what works for you, because at the end of the day, meditation is just listening to what God is saying. Prayer is talking to God. Meditation is listening to what God is saying to you, right? And my camera ran out of space. But anyways, music. Listen to what makes you feel good. You are the creator of your reality. You cannot take ownership of the beautiful parts of you without taking ownership of the nitty-gritty, grungy parts of you, okay? Because it's still parts of you. Another thing, people are going to tell you to get a bunch of books. I'm gonna tell you, real talk, you could get whatever books you want. The most important book that you're probably gonna end up using is this. I actually, like, want to talk about that too, because like if you were born into a, let's say, a Muslim home, like a Muslim household, you're probably gonna go back to the Quran. If you're raised Jewish, you're probably gonna go back to the Torah. If you had any type of like text, you're probably gonna go back to that. At the end of the day, they're all the same. The reason why I say this is literally because every other spiritual teacher, every spiritual book, everything else, references the Bible. They reference the Bible. And it's very interesting because no one talks about this. Like, no one ever says, like, it's kind of weird. I'm reading Becoming Supernatural and there's scriptures in here. Abraham Hicks just referred to another scripture in the Bible. Something really made me be like, well, if y'all are all getting your information from the Bible, let me go back and look at my Bible. And I went out and brought me a Bible. It's a very nice Bible. But yeah, you're going to end up coming back to it. The thing too, this is my whole thing. You're not coming back to Christianity. You're coming back to the text. And you're able to see the text in a very different perspective. And that's some shadow work in itself that you're going to have to do, because you really have to realize where a lot of our traumas come from, you know, with Christianity and the church. And it's not this is a tool. At the end of the day, the actions were done through people. So slavery, for example, because I am obviously black. I'm not aware of slavery, right? This book sitting here by itself doing absolutely nothing, is it harming somebody? No. I take this book and smack it across someone's head. Is the book harming somebody, or am I using the book as a tool to harm somebody? And that's really like what it is. There are different tools that were used, but those tools have been used for ages, since whatever the freak, right? And yes, Christianity is like the newest religion, right? But it is derived from older religions, and it's something that we can digest. Something I really just realized is like, at the core of it, everyone keeps referencing the Bible. Everyone keeps using the Bible to justify manifestation, to justify law of attraction. And I believe in these things, but they're in this book. So you guys are writing other books based on, why would I go to the creation when I could go to the source? That's my theory on it. You know, why would I go to the creation when I could go to the source and digest it and take it in with my clear mind? Now I understand who God is to me, what is God, and where the magic lies. Because hello, the way that they got a chokehold on our elders and some of our parents, you can't deny that there is stuff in here that is powerful. Listen to what you want to listen to, read what you want to read, but you're gonna end up probably referencing this. So I would suggest getting you one that you like, even if it just sits there for a while. Books that remind you of your childhood. This is a book. My teachers had this book when I was growing up, and I have some other books that I read. Picture books. Get you a picture book. Get you, like, spirituality does not have to be so boring. A lot of the texts that they be like, ooh, research this. Robert Greene. Them books is boring as hell. They boring. Honestly and truly, a lot of those books prey on the fact that you feel powerless. A lot of that stuff is preying on the fact that you feel low. You don't feel as confident. You want to feel like you're in control instead of knowing. It really does prey on that. And just another freaking box to put you in. And you have to really find what makes you happy. The reason why I got books that remind me of my childhood and freaking children's books, your child healing. Why would I heal my inner child by doing stuff that my inner child never liked to do? My inner child did not like to read boring books. It liked to read poetry. So I'm going to read poetry. I have get you as many journals as you need. All right, if you see a journal you're like, ooh, now I'm gonna say finish your journals, because I have about like 5 of them, but they're all for different things. A journal for manifestation, a journal for shadow work, a journal for goals and stuff like that, a journal for different realizations I've come across, a journal for note taking. Writing helps us really use a different side of our brain that we're not used to using. This not healthy. It's useful. We get information from here, but this is not really activating any part of our brain for real. Write things down. Be open-minded. Be gentle with yourself. Be patient with yourself. Understand that you are a spirit having a human experience. You are a spirit experiencing spirituality. What you're detaching from is the physical essence of it. The spirits are all connected, right? It's the physical that we got to detach from. You have to be gentle with yourself and gentle with others through being gentle with yourself, because you have to realize that other people are you. They're still you. There are parts of us that where we could tell to shut the fuck up, like shut up, and we could tell that to other people. But there are also parts of us that we have to be like real with, be honest with, sit down, have uncomfortable conversations with, and really heal, because they're still a part of us. Like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, because we elevating consciousness over here. And yeah, self-mastery is the master key to me, at least. And I think it is a master key that could help a lot of other people if they were just more aware of who the freak they were for real. That's all I have to say. I love you all. Be blessed. And keep on keeping on. Keep on shining, y'all. Now she want to sleep. The whole time she was running around my video. Now she want to take a nap. I should wake her up.